Hey everyone, Times Rhymes here, and with me today is TyzerGaming. How you doing, Tyzer?
Yeah, I'm good. Halo's out and Halo's back, and we're ready to move on, really.
Yeah, this video isn't going to be about the Master Chief Collection. It's more so going to be about Halo 5 Guardians beta footage, multiplayer. Now, Tyzer and I here have seen different videos. You've seen RUL ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw the professional match between Straight Rippin and Optic Gaming, which was actually pretty good, by the way, because it came down to the last second, and they were like tied, and it was a really close game. So that was pretty awesome. But yeah, it's pretty much the same mechanics. It's Halo 5 footage. So you ready to talk about it?
Oh yeah. First thing to start on, really, I think, is the thing that everyone's most worried about is Spartan Abilities. I've actually got the list up in front of me here, but that's something that a lot of it's sort of the most controversial thing. Actually, no. I think you know what my second point is going to be on the controversy with Halo 5. Spartan Ability is one of them. I think the second we can get onto a bit afterwards, but
Okay.
going down the list quickly, the things to look at, it's all about mobility. So you've got, quickly down the list, you've got stabilizers, which are basically if you're in the air or you're dropping from somewhere or you're jumping and you want to zoom in or something. So say you see someone when you're falling down from a higher ledge and you want to
Mm-hmm.
shoot them, you'll stay level for a few seconds or you'll slowly descend just to make it a little bit easier to shoot people.
Right.
Did you see that one in use at all?
No, no, I did not. I wasn't paying attention to actually the Spartan abilities. I was just looking at, I'm a kind of a, what is it? I don't know the proper terminology. I'm a sort of ethereal guy. I'm like paying attention to the environment, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking at the lighting effects. I was looking at how the Spartans moved. I wasn't really paying attention to the abilities myself. But the ones I did see a lot were what is it? You are talking about abilities, right?
Yeah.
The one I did see and noticed that was actually kind of bold was the smart scope. So, but we'll talk. You talk about yours first, and then I'll talk about what I noticed there.
Yeah, the smart scope was the second sort of controversial one, so that was on about. But yeah, the stabilizers look really, really handy. It's just from what I saw in the video, it's really, really fluid. And it just really nicely fits into it because you think of it as something really strange. If you just sort of try and picture it, you see someone just sort of floating in midair. It doesn't feel very Halo, but when you see it in use, it is literally a heat of the moment thing. Jumping off a ledge, you see someone scoping, and suddenly you're floating in midair, and you take them out, and it's really quite smooth.
What is it
Uh,
called? Thruster pack or no? That's not thruster pack, right?
No, that's stabilizer. So
I am not. I'm not seeing stabilizer on my list. No,
oh no,
I think
no.
we have different lists.
I've
But
got
go
I've,
ahead.
I've got a little infographic here which was included. I don't know where from, but it's got them all on there. Um,
Okay.
but stabilizer is quite a nice one for that purpose. Ground pound I only saw used once successfully. Did you see that one ever used?
I saw that used, and even with the Halo Pros, it was funny because it was on the Midship remake, the map they were playing.
Hmm.
I don't know what it's called in Halo 5, but it was funny. But I forget whose point of view it was, but they tried to use the ground pound, and they didn't use it successfully. They landed on some sort of ledge. It was kind of funny. It's gonna take some getting used to. Now, what it reminded me of, and I know we can just get the topic back to Halo 5, but really quick, it reminded me of a Saints Row 4, because there was a similar thing where you can just jump up in the air, hold it a little bit, and then ground pound.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it kind of reminded me of that, but there's definitely some borrowed elements from other games that I've noticed with these abilities. But that's to be expected. Games are going to borrow from each other as long as it fits in the what is it? As long as it fits in the sandbox, I think it will be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what much to think of it though. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the thing about borrowing them, I've noticed, I think the only one I've seen draw parallel so far is the thruster pack, which you brought up,
Hmm.
and it's one that how to put it, it's very much like, and I don't like making this comparison, it's very much like the exo boosts from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare that once just come out, where you could be
What
dodging side to side.
what is it with games recently and having the ability to thrust in midair? Destiny. What is it? The other one, the one you play. Geez, why am I forgetting the name? The Xbox One game, the one with
Uh,
the mechanical, the tall mechanical being things. How am I forgetting the name?
you've
Jeez.
completely lost me.
But you know what I mean though.
Titanfall?
Titanfall, geez, how I could, that's how memorable Titanfall is. But all these games recently are adding the ability to thrust in midair, right?
Double jumps, yeah.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, now Halo. I guess it's a way of the future. It's sort of how like Gears of War innovated with the behind cover system, and now a lot of third-person shooter games have that behind cover system that's similar to Gears of War.
Yeah.
So this is the year of the thruster pack or something like that.
I think it's all about mobility more than anything. First-person shooters in general are getting a lot more fast-paced. Advanced Warfare, if you take Advanced Warfare and compare it to something like Ghost or any previous ones, everything feels a hell of a lot more fast, a hell of a lot more heat of the moment. You're thrusting everywhere, you're double jumping, so there's already that new verticality which you never had in Call of Duty. You walk into a room, you scan the floor below. What you don't expect is somebody to be coming down from on top of you, unloading an SMG, which is what I've been doing a lot. It's great fun. And the same with other ones. Titanfall, that is a really fast-paced shooter because you're double jumping, you're going from building to building through windows without even touching the ground. It's all about mobility at the moment, I think, because it's building up the pace, because I think people have come to expect a new level of sort of momentum from first-person shooters, and so Halo is now the next to try and fit in with that.
Yeah. Okay, moving on, or whatever. What other abilities did you want to discuss there on your list?
What else have I got? Clamber's pretty simple. It's a case of if you get near a ledge, you can climb onto it. That's kind of boring, not that major.
Well, I can't tell you how many times in any Halo game I thought I had enough. I thought I had enough jump, right?
Yeah.
And then I just miss it, and then I get killed because I get stuck on a ledge. That clamber will come in handy if I decide to use it.
Yeah.
It just press that extra button, jump over it, whatever obstacle you're on. That seems okay.
I can see it increasing mobility. I don't have a problem with that one. I don't have a problem with any of these so far that I've seen. Spartan Charge, not sure. I think this one and Ground Pound are going to be sort of like used like assassinations. They're not necessary. You could probably do just as well never using them, but some people might try to use them for the novelty factor, I think. I don't think Ground Pound and Spartan Charge will be used that much, but this is the one where if you're running towards an opponent, you can shoulder bash them, essentially, knock them off guard.
Right.
I've not actually seen that used too much, to be honest.
And I know it, just go on a tangent a little bit. Realization. Imagine a Spartan running at you in real life and then just charging into you. How much that would hurt you? I know. I don't know. I just thought about that, but go on.
I think it'll take down your health. I think it does take down your health to a certain extent.
Maybe just a little bit of health, right? No, I mean like I meant like for real. Like let's say me,
flying.
Average Joe Sean here, times rhymes, and then some 7-foot tall Spartan is just running at me and then just decides to melee me. I think I'd be dead, but let's go.
I don't think you'd really exist anymore.
Oh yeah, I'd be dust, but go ahead. I don't know, just a little bit of a tangent. Go ahead.
The last one being Slide, which is again another sort of standard that's come into it. I mean, in Call of Duty Black Ops originally brought something similar in with the whole dolphin dive thing, but since then Destiny's picked it up. When you're running along, you hold down crouch, you'll slide into a crouch. Halo's now next to bring that in.
And then, what is it? The game on the 360 that I played before I got my Xbox One, I believe it's Warframe.
Oh yeah.
It's a free game from, or free to play game, I should say, from Crytek. But it has that in there too. So that's another thing. We talked about Thruster Pack and how all these games are adding the ability to dash in midair, right?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of first-person shooters are adding this ability to slide and shoot while you're sliding, or slide into cover, So that's another thing, too, that first-person shooters are doing these days. And I don't know, it comes in handy in the first-person shooters I've played. I don't know how it will fit into the Halo sandbox again, but it seems like it'll be okay. Like one of those, like, again, I talked about Gears of War and their cover system. It seems like it'll be something like that, where it's just an extra ability to get you into cover,
Yeah, I think it's becoming a standard now to be able to do a few of these things. Like, for instance, if I was playing H2A multiplayer and then I played Halo 4 afterwards, and one thing I noticed is that things are a lot less clunky. If you play H2A, I don't know if it was H2A multiplayer or just Halo 2, but you can't crouch unless you're stood perfectly still. If you're moving, you cannot crouch. If you come to a perfect standstill, then you can crouch, then you can carry on moving. Halo 4, you can crouch whenever you want. Call of Duty, you can crouch whenever you want. It's only in those earlier games where you have to be stood perfectly still to crouch, because it wasn't a standard feature within games. And I think things like Slide, thruster pack, clamber, and I think those are all pretty much standard ones now that I don't think are going to cause that much controversy. It's only going to be this Spartan charge and ground pound, which I can't be seen used that much anyway, so I don't really see it as a problem. And this stabilizer I think will be an interesting one, but I can't see much controversy coming at them. Everyone was worried it was like the resurrection of armor abilities, but really it's just a lot of it is catching up to the rest of first-person shooter, to be honest.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you a question, and it pertains to sprint. Now, before Halo Reach, and so Halo 3 and back, everybody was saying, oh, I'm a Spartan, I should have the ability to run, right?
Yeah.
I saw those on forums, like on Bungie.net and stuff like that. And
I was one of those people.
Oh, I'm a Spartan, I should have the ability to sprint. And then when the Halo Reach first trailer came out and it showed Noble Team sprinting, they're like, oh, I finally have the ability to sprint. And then when people actually played Reach, they're like, sprint sucks. And then Halo 4 had sprint, and they're like, sprint sucks. So now with Halo 5 Guardians, and you see how sprint, if you're sprinting, your shields won't recharge and all that stuff. How do you feel about that?
I think sprint's the way forward. Playing something like, again, the Master Chief Collection is the perfect way to demonstrate why Halo 5 is going in the right direction, in my opinion. Is if you play something like Halo 4, you can sprint around, everything feels a lot faster. Going back to something like Halo 2, yes, it's really nice, especially the H2A. It's a very nice experience, but heck does it feel slow and dated. It's something just as simple as removing sprint. It just feels very slow, especially when I played Halo 3 campaign. I was surprised at how slowly I was moving. I think it's probably the same speed as Halo 2, but it doesn't feel like it at all. It feels really, really sluggish.
Yeah, the base movement felt a little sluggish too. I don't know. It's sort of made for a more personal experience for me in multiplayer, that non-sprinting in Halo 2 or Halo 3. But yeah, I could see it's the way of the future. I'm sort of used to it now with all my shooters, and so it's just something I think it's a good idea if people are going to abuse sprint, that their shields won't recharge, and then you can just clean up an easy kill if someone else got shots into your opponent and they're coming towards you. You can just get up the clean kill. But yeah, I like that idea, and I think it's the way things are getting faster. If you don't want things getting faster, it's simple supply and demand. Don't buy the games that are like that, you know.
Yeah.
There's a demand for the fast games, and we're getting used to it. And I bet you if we took out sprint, people would be complaining about how slow the game is, you know?
Yeah. I hadn't actually noticed or heard that you don't recharge whilst you sprint, but actually I think it's a really good idea, because I think one of the biggest complaints about Halo 4, everyone said, or rather 343 said, you know, if you start getting attacked now, you can run away and actually you know, get away from it all, but they'll also be able to catch up to you, because you know, you both run the same speed. And then everyone started complaining that everyone was just running away from battles, which isn't necessarily a bad complaint. It's a fairly reasonable point. But I think this sort of encourages the balance between, do I stand and fight and potentially die, but also give my shields a chance to recharge, or do I run away, risk, you know, trying to outrun my opponent, outwit them and get away from them, but also the fact that I'm also an easy shot.
And run into maybe a teammate of theirs, you know? That is the risk-reward element that I've liked about that ability. All right.
It's
go
really,
ahead.
really good. No, it just encourages better decision making overall, I think.
Oh, indeed. What else do you have to say?
I think the major one, I think I'll let you go first with this one, since you brought it up, is the other.